Spring 2023 is here in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and honestly, I think this is the absolute best season in the entire game. First of all the really cool scenery changes which happen are such classic Animal Crossing looks, and we can't forget about the many exciting events that happen throughout this season as well. So, for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm going to be going over everything that is happening around your island throughout the season of spring in Animal Crossing New Horizons. From seasonal materials and items for you to collect, events to enjoy, and much more, let's dive right into this season of spring. Starting us off, we have the scenery changes. Now, once you head into the month of March, things are going to become a lot greener around your island, and it'll just progressively get more and more green as the season goes on. When you get into April and May, your island is going to have that classic Animal Crossing green look which we all know and love, so I think it's really cool. You'll notice lots of other scenery changes happen around the island too, like the weeds will change how they look, and also Nook's Cranny will get a nice spring facade as well. One of the cool things about Animal Crossing New Horizons is that the season doesn't just all kick in at once like it did in past games, it progressively gets more and more just like the real world. This was definitely one of the best improvements that they made to seasons in all of the Animal Crossing franchise, so I'm really happy we can enjoy it this way in this game. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely glad to see the back of the snow now. Next, we have the Cherry Blossom season, which will be happening for the first 2 weeks in April, and this is my absolute favorite time in all of Animal Crossing. As you wander around the island, you'll be able to see cherry blossom trees, and it just looks so beautiful. But most importantly, you'll be able to start to collect cherry blossom petals using your net. You can actually use these cherry blossom petals to craft a whole bunch of different cherry blossom themed items, which honestly I think are some of the best in the entire game. You can get these recipes by going to your villages who might be crafting them, or if you're very lucky then you can shoot them down from a balloon. Once again, I feel like Cherry Blossom Season is really one of those classic, iconic Animal Crossing looks, so I love it so much. It does actually overlap with Bunny Day usually, which is a bit of a shame, but still, I think it's really nice to see the island so vibrant and full of color. Like in the real world, the Cherry Blossom Season is a really fleeting thing. It doesn't last for very long at all, but when it does, it is absolutely beautiful and definitely one of those times that you need to get out into in Animal Crossing New Horizons before it disappears until the next year. Definitely let me know in the comments section which of the Cherry Blossom items are your absolute favorite. I would love to hear. Cherry blossoms aren't the only seasonal material you can collect in spring though. We also have the Young Spring Bamboo, which you can start to collect basically from March onwards. Young Spring Bamboo can be received from cutting at bamboo trees, just like you get other types of wood in the game. And like with the Cherry Blossom Petals, this can be used to craft a variety of different bamboo themed items, of which there are quite a few. Some are really interesting as well because they're musical instruments, so those are definitely ones you'll want to get your hands on. You'll need to get them from villages like I mentioned earlier, or maybe you can get them from balloons as well. If you still need bamboo, then you'll have to head to a Nook Mile Mystery Tour Island to find bamboo starts, and you can bring them right back to your island and start growing them, which is a really great thing to do. Now, it wouldn't be spring without a whole bunch of major events happening, and there's quite a lot happening throughout this entire season. The first major event that's happening in spring happens on April the 9th, but actually starts the week before, all in all, and this is of course Bunny Day. Now, quite an infamous event in the Animal Crossing series. A lot of people either love it or hate it, but before the week of April 9th, you'll be able to start seeing eggs pop up around your island, and Zipper will let you know that the celebrations for Bunny Day will begin. Then on April 9th itself, you can find Zipper in the Resident Services Plaza, where he'll let you know about the event and give you some help in crafting items using the eggs that you've collected. There are so many different items that you can collect throughout this event. Honestly, I don't even think I have all of them yet, and you can see how many I've got here on screen. So there's definitely a lot for you to collect throughout this period if you don't have them all. Personally though, I think the items that you can get for a limited time at Nook's Cranny during this period are even better. As you can see, they have a much different design and I really love the way they look. So that is definitely another thing to consider throughout the duration of this event. As I said, a lot of people tend to either love or hate this Bunny Day event, but I do think Nintendo has taken some steps to improve it, which is definitely good. As of 2023, this event is much improved from what we originally got the very first time in 2020 when it was basically 2 weeks long and just seemed to last forever. So yeah, definitely head out there and check out Bunny Day. It is one of the most major events that's happening, and there honestly aren't too many major events happening throughout the season of summer, so you won't want to miss out on these spring ones. The next event happens from the end of April until the 7th of May, and this is Rover's May Day Tour. When you start up the game, Tom Nook will let you know that the tour is going on, you'll get a special ticket from him, and then you can head to a mystery island where Rover will be waiting. But first you'll have to get through Rover's maze using all the skills that you've learned about crafting and such. And yeah, it's just a fun little event. It's something different than what we usually get in the game, but I really like this one. It's a nice way to meet up with Rover, who of course is the most classic Animal Crossing character ever, basically the first character you ever see in the entire series except from Joan. So it's great that he has his own event in this game. The rewards for it are basically his picture or his briefcase depending on if you've already got them or not, and then I think if you already have both, it's just random what you get. You can also get some cash tickets from playing this event too, so I definitely think it's worth checking out. The final event, which happens in spring, is International Museum Day, which takes place on May the 18th right through until the end of the month, ending off the season. Now honestly, this isn't the most exciting event in the game in my opinion. You can head into the museum, talk to Blathers, and he'll basically let you know that he's set up little sort of learning points around the museum so you can collect stamps by learning some information, and then at the end of that, once you've collected all the stamps, you can get different rewards. I do like the fact that this event encourages you to explore the museum, which is honestly the best museum we've ever had in any Animal Crossing game ever, so it's definitely good in that regard, but I wouldn't say this is the most exciting event out there. It's just kind of average in my opinion. Still definitely worth checking it out for something to do, especially if you've never played it before, and like I said, the museum definitely deserves a lot of love because it is amazing in this game. Finally, we have some bush changes. The camellia bush will stop blooming from March the 31st, so this is the absolute last point you can see it until much later on this year. And then we also have the azalea bushes, a very classic spring bush which will start to bloom from April the 11th, basically once the cherry blossom season ends. So definitely make sure you've got lots of foliage around your island for the spring season because it looks absolutely beautiful this whole time. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're excited for spring in this game and what your favorite part of this season is. If you made it to the end of the video, then be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I know you did. If you enjoyed, then be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos.